Okay, it looks like we're going to go ahead and get started. We want to thank you for participating today. We are now joined by Cameron Thomas, and we'll begin the press conference. We ask that you use the raise hand function. And if you'd like to ask a question, we'd ask that you limit it, if you can, to one question unless you need a follow-up. But we are going to go ahead and get started first with Ron Higgins from Tiger Rag. Go ahead, Ron.
Yeah, Cam, I guess in the second half, once y'all kind of got it going, did you feel like to put the ball in your hands and drive to the basket and create contact? Because they didn't have much of they had no bench. Was that the feeling? Because it seemed like when you drove, people got out of the way, tried to get out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, in the second half, I just wanted to attack the basket. My threes and shots were a little off in the first half, so I had to get going by getting to the free throw line, getting to the basket, and that's how I got going. And that's what propelled us to win today.
Next question is from Glenn West, SI.
Yeah, hey, Cam. So for really a lot of the second half and really throughout the entire game, it really seemed like Andre was just such a crucial part to y'all's win tonight. I mean, just talk about his effort. It really just seemed like a career day for him, and just talk about his performance.
Andre Hyatt played great. Dre was on the glass, offensive glass, defensive glass in the first half, and he hit big shots when we needed to. I think he hit 1-3 at the top of the key because the big was sitting in the paint, and he had a lot of offensive rebound putbacks, and I think that's what helped us. And we're going to need Dre to make a deep run in the tournament, so I feel like this was a great starting point for him.
Okay, a reminder, we're going to need your name and affiliation. So those of you, Michael Cobble and Jared Joseph, if you can text me your affiliation at 812-322-1437, I would appreciate it. Our next guest is going to be Billy Embody from 247 Sports.
Hey, Cam. Javonte didn't really have a huge day on as far as scoring, but he had 0 turnovers. Seemed like he really kept you guys rolling. How important was he in today's win and just being able to run the offense and get you guys into good positions to make plays?
No, it was very important, especially for him to not have any turnovers, and that just kept us with extra possessions that we needed. And Javonte's going to bounce back on Monday. So, I mean, today was just a rough day for him. I mean, first game of the tournament, so I think he'll be fine on Monday.
Next question, Scott Rabelais from the Baton Rouge paper. Scott, are you there?
There we go. Sorry. The mute thing was invisible on my screen. Cam, obviously not the offensive start that you guys wanted, but y'all, again, your defense, as it did in the SEC tournament, came up big for you guys. What worked well for you today? What was the plan to go against them? Obviously, Lofton was a great outside scorer, and you had Osuni inside, who was a problem.
Yeah, I mean, since our shots weren't falling, we had to really lock in on defense and get stops because we only had like 4 points, I think, with 11 minutes left in the first half. So we really had to sit down and get stops. And the game plan was just to keep them out the paint and contest all shots. And I think we did a great job of that, and that's what helped us win.
Next question is from John Blau from the Herald Times in Bloomington.
Hey, Cam. Obviously, Trendon Watford, his brother Christian, played here a while back. I mean, how important was that to him? I mean, did he talk about that at all, just being able to play in Bloomington? And how important was he, I guess, to how you guys played today in terms of the win?
No, I didn't hear Trent talk about playing in Bloomington. I feel like he just, excited to play another game, especially in the NCAA tournament, and so happened to be here. So I feel like he was just pumped up just to play in the NCAA tournament. And Trendon had a great game. I think he had a double-double, and we need him to do that for us to win, make a deep run in the tournament, rebound, make plays, and score inside. So I feel like he did a good job of that today, and we're just going to build on that for Monday.
Next question is from Sheldon Mickles from The Advocate.
Hey, Trendon, how tough was that defense to go against early? I know y'all had a tough time. You were 0 for 5 before you hit a shot. What did they do to kind of throw y'all out of rhythm early?
Nothing really. I feel like we just missed easy shots that we normally make. I don't think they did anything too special for us to start off slow like that, because I missed a few open shots. Javonte missed a few open shots. Trendon missed a few. Everybody missed a few. Darius Days. I mean, we just had a rough start, but we picked it up.
Next question is from Jared Joseph. And Jared, if you could identify your affiliation, please.
Hey, I'm with WVLA and WGNB in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Cam, your defense, as I already mentioned, has been on another level as of late. What really stood out as far as the team's defensive effort in this game?
We got stops when needed. We went on a stretch in the second half where we got like 4 or 5 stops in a row, and we scored on it. So I feel like that's what helped us pull away, because we got stops, and that's what we really need to do in this tournament for us to make a deep run. Get stops, because we can score with anybody in the tournament. I feel like we just got to sit down on the defensive end and get these stops, and I think we can do that.
Our final question will come from Michael Cobble. And Michael, if you could please identify your affiliation, I'd appreciate it.
Sure thing. Michael Cobble, WBRZ TV in Baton Rouge. Cam, your ability to get into the defender and instigate that contact, how critical is that to your game, and how hard do you work on that? And because you're so successful at it today.
Oh, it's just natural. I don't really work on stuff like that. I just figured that I had to get to the free throw line for me to have a good night. So I did whatever I had to do to get to the line, and it helped, and it worked. So yeah, I keep building on from that.
Thank you, Cameron, for your time, and best of luck in the next round. We will be joined momentarily by Coach Wade. And for those of you on the call, again, we would ask that you use this time to raise or lower your hand as necessary. And for those of you who are identified without an affiliation, again, you can text me at 812-322-1437, and I can make the change. That is something the NCAA is asking us to do, and I hopefully will help you in later rounds unless you can change the setting yourself. Coach, we will now begin with an opening statement from Coach Wade and then go to questions. Again, use the raise hand function to indicate you would like to ask a question. And when you are called on, please state your name and affiliation. Coach, go ahead and give us a brief opening statement, and then we will go to questions.
Yeah, really proud of our guys. I thought we really guarded in the first half. Our offense was a little bit raggedy, but we guarded, and that kept us in the game. And then we went on a spurt there at the end of the half, get the 9-point lead, and then the 9-0 run to start the second half was huge. 3 guys with double-doubles. Andre Hyatt was phenomenal, 4 blocks, 13 and 10, 7 offensive rebounds. I thought he was just tremendous. Trendon and Days did what they do, and then obviously Cam was phenomenal, getting to the free throw line and attacking and making plays. So it was a total team effort. I thought our guys were locked in and were really, really prepared, and we're going to need to turn it around quick for Monday.
Okay, we've got a lot of questions out there, so we'd ask you would limit it to 1 each time you're on there. Our first question comes from Glenn West of SI.
Hey, well, it really seemed like, when you guys were struggling there in that first half, your defense really kind of kept you in that game. I mean, just what defensively was working so well for you guys throughout the entire?
Well, I think if you haven't seen the switching's difficult to play against, especially when they're using their screening angles to create. They're using their screens, off-ball screens and on-ball screens to create the angles to get their guys downhill. When you can switch and stay in front of everybody, makes it very, very difficult on the other team. And so I thought the switching really bothered them. We forced them into some contested jump shots, and we're able to sit there with a high hand and contest those and contest those looks. But thought our guys were locked in and knew where the shooters were, and our switching was on point.
Next question comes from Jared Joseph from WVLA.
Hey, well, the offense, of course, really struggled in the first half. What specifically was St. Bonaventure doing to, limit y'all so much through the first 20?
Well, we didn't have very good spacing. They had us muddled up in the middle. We had three guys above the free throw line too much. We just had poor spacing, and then they did a great job. They moved 21 around. Our whole plan was to pull 21 away from the basket so we could drive it in there and make some plays. And they started him off on Hyatt, then they'd put him on Days in transition, and we just couldn't pick at the matchup like we wanted to for part of the first half. And then we were able to settle in and get into rhythm against what they were doing. And then, you've got elite scorers like Cam Thomas, and you got Andre Hyatt and Darius Days on the offensive glass like that. That helps quite a bit.
Next question comes from Michael Cobble of WBRZ.
Well, we often talk about your bad habits, coming up in a game, but you guys, all your good habits were on display today, sharing the ball, spreading, movement, defending, rebounding. How impressed were you with just your team's poise, especially when you consider this was their first tournament experience for some of these guys?
Yeah, great guard play wins in tournaments. I thought our guys were prepared. I told our guys last night, I said, you're prepared and you're ready. Nobody in this room should be nervous. Like, we're prepared and we're ready. You get nervous when you ain't ready. And our guys were ready to go. We had 2 walkthroughs. I mean, we prepared to the nth degree for this game, both offensively and defensively. And our guys were ready. And you want guys that perform on the big stage, that can make plays in big moments, and we did that today.
All right, our next question comes from Ron Higgins of Tiger Rag.
Ron's asleep.
Okay, let's go to Sheldon Mickles of The Advocate.
Sheldon's in the building somewhere. He must have a bad connection.
Hey, this is Ron. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Ron, I got you.
Okay. The early cold shooting, was that a case of nerves? And also, what do you say in those timeouts? We're going to just keep playing defense. We're going to play through this. Just play on.
Yeah, I mean, we were getting stops. That's what I was more excited about. The offense always comes around. I mean, we scored 76 points on a great team. I think we had 4 points in the first 8 minutes of the game. And so, the offense always comes around. For us, it's about getting stops and rebounding, which is what we did a great job of. And I knew as long as we were getting stops and getting rebounds, we were going to be in pretty good shape. And so I was focusing on the positive with that and just get our guys to calm down and let's get some easy ones on offense. The one more 3 to Javante where he hit that really, really helped us out.
Sheldon, are you available? Okay, if not, we'll go to Scott Rabelais from the Baton Rouge Advocate.
One Advocate guy can pinch hit for the other. Will, I haven't been on all your many Zoom calls this year, so forgive me if you talked about this before, but what made Andre a starter for you? I mean, you have all these stars, and not saying he's not a good player, but what about his game has allowed him to hang in there and be a starter? And obviously today he had maybe his best game.
Yeah, I mean, what you saw today, I mean, that's what we see every day in practice, and he actually shoots it really, really well. But, I trust him. He's steady. You know where he's going to be, and this is why, as a coach, you stick with guys. We went away from him a little bit there in the middle of the year, but he earned that starting spot. It's not like we just, hand out starting spots like Halloween candy or something on Halloween. You show up and you get it. But, I mean, he had earned it. He had earned it in his preseason and how hard he worked. And, as a head coach, I trust that, and we trust that. And, he came up huge for us. He came up huge for us against Alabama. He came up huge for us in this game here, and that's why you stick with guys.
Next question comes from Billy Embody.
Hey, Will, I asked Cam about this, but Javonte not having a turnover today, how important was that? And just he seemed to get you guys in the right spots, to produce offensively, and just it allowed all the guys to, be able to contribute.
It was huge. We talked about, you just don't have as many possessions against Bonaventure because of how they run their offense, how they move, how they cut. They're going to take a lot of time off, and us not turning the ball over and not giving up a bunch of offensive rebounds were two huge keys coming into the game. And I thought Javonte did a great job, playing, just playing a solid floor game.
Next question is from John Blau, the Bloomington Herald-Times.
I asked Cam about this, but Trendon Watford, obviously his older brother Christian, has a history in this building. Trendon came in, obviously had that double-double. I mean, how happy were you for him to be able to put the performance up that he did today?
Very happy. The Watfords love Assembly Hall. He was so excited to play here. He texted me as soon as he knew this is where we were playing, and Christian texted me, and he was excited. Christian and the family was obviously in the arena today, and so they were really fired up. And I was so proud of him to hit the three and to be able to play well in a place that's so special to their family. I believe
Next
this was
question.
the 10-year anniversary of the Watt shot, I think. Is that correct?
That'll be in December.
Yep, there we go.
Okay. Next question, Kevin McCaskill from Forest Park.
Hi, Kevin McCaskill Jr., FP Sports, Forest Park Media, Springfield, Mass. Coach, do you think Josh Gray will get any minutes going forward in the tournament?
We'll see. We're going to need him. Against assuming Michigan beats Texas Southern. I haven't seen a score yet, but we're going to need some big bodies. We've played Josh when we played Mississippi State, who had big bodies with Ado and Tolu Smith. Now I know Hunter Dickinson's a different. He's a different animal, and he's a tremendous player, one of the best freshmen and one of the best post players in the country. So, anytime we've played against bigger bodies and bigger guys, we've thrown Gray in there. So I think there's a good chance that you'll see him in that Michigan game.
Is there any chance Sharif O'Neal comes back this season?
No, he's out. He's got a foot injury, and we've shut him down probably 6 weeks ago for the rest of the season.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Michael Cobble, WBRZ. Will, just your all's ability to play through the fouls and to manage those fouls, especially in the first half. Again, I guess maybe kind of speaking to the poise and understanding of the moment from your team.
Yeah, I mean, we've always played guys with 2 fouls. I think we're like top 25 in the country in terms of minutes played with 2 fouls. Everybody always what ifs, worst case scenarios. Well, all right, what if you hold him out for 5 minutes and the lead goes away and then he only ends up with 3 fouls for the entire game? I don't even think we had a guy get to 4 fouls today. Smart may have, but I don't even think we had a guy get to 4 fouls. So we're always going to play our guys with 2 fouls. Now we're going to be smart when we're on defense. We're going to sub guys in and out and that sort of thing. But we're always going to play our guys with fouls, especially in these type situations and win or go home situations.
Final question goes to Matt Trent. And Matt, if you could identify your affiliation, please.
Hey, Coach, Matt Trent with WBRZ TV
Yep.
here in Baton Rouge. It feels like to me you checked off all the boxes this week that you were talking about that you needed to be successful, rebounding, good defense. Do you think this was the perfect game at the perfect time, and now do you think you can sustain this level of play going forward?
Well, we can certainly play better. Our second half defense left a lot to be desired. We got driven too much. But I think, we've played a lot more physical lately ever since that Vanderbilt home game. So those 2, Vanderbilt, Missouri, the 3 tournament games today, we were really physical. We did a great job on the glass. And so, we're going to have to play our best game of the season on Monday. There's no doubt about that. And so hopefully we're building towards that and can reach a crescendo on Monday.
All right, Coach, that's all the time we have. Thank you very much, and we wish you the best of luck moving forward.
Thank you.
Okay, that's it for this post-game news conference. A transcript of the coach's interview will be provided by ASAP Sports and posted along with a recording of this press conference in the NCAA Digital Media Hub.